During the 60s and 70s, Motown transformed how people perceived and recognized the R&B and soul genre. In 1970, the record producer of the most successful Motown groups wanted to try out his psychedelic soul producing skills. The centerpiece of today's video is all about the undisputed truth. Before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push the notification bell to be sure you won't miss on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. Billy Calvin and Brenda Evans were members of the Delicates. The duo were introduced to Motown by vocalist Bobby Taylor, and after the Delicates disbanded in 1970, the duo began performing backing vocals for Motown performers. They sang backing on the hits Ain't No Mountain High Enough by Diana Ross and Still Water for the Four Tops. Joe Harris formerly performed with the Fabulous Peps, a Detroit soul group. The group was formed in 1962 and was known for its lively stage performances. They released a few songs for various labels before disbanding in 1968. Harris also joined the Ohio Untouchables, who later became the Ohio Players, in response to accusations from Temptations fans that he was exploiting the group as his personal plaything. Motown producer Norman Whitfield formed the Undisputed Truth with Joe Harris, Billy Calvin, and Brenda Evans. The group's music and strange costumes, big afros, and white makeup resembled the then popular psychedelic soul genre, which Whitfield had pioneered. Several of the tracks were small hits, and many of them were also tunes for Whitfield's primary group, the Temptations, including 1971's You Make Your Own Heaven. And Papa was a Rolling Stone. Their only top 40 song in the United States was The Gloomy. Smiling Faces Sometimes, originally recorded by the Temptations and reached number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Although the group were never able to replicate the popularity of Smiling Faces, they continued to make chart appearances in the early 1970s. They had moderate success with songs like What It Is and Law of the Land. Brenda Evans quit in 1973, frustrated with her lack of great achievement. She was momentarily replaced by vocalist Diane Evans, but both Billy Calvin and she eventually departed. Norman Whitfield subsequently took the opportunity to expand the group, and Joe Harris was joined by Virginia McDonald, Tyrone Douglas, Tyrone Barkley, and Calvin Stephenson. The latter four were all members of the Magic Tones, a Detroit soul group with similarities to George Clinton's pre-Funkadelic Parliament. V. McDonald is also the niece of Miracles member Warren Pete Moore. The group had numerous small singles of their own, including Help Yourself and I'm a Fool for You. Help Yourself became their second top 20 R&B smash, peaking at number 19 and reached number 63 on the Hot 100, the best rank obtained by the Undisputed Truth single for Motown since their hit, Smiling Faces Sometimes. In 1975, the group's costume and appearance evolved, becoming even more eccentric and funkadelic influenced. Their final Motown albums, Cosmic Truth and Higher Than High, had small R&B chartings. The Undisputed Truth, along with Rolls Royce, and Willie Hutch joined Whitfield as he left Motown to establish Whitfield Records in 1975. B. McDonald and Tyrone Douglas then departed. The group's personnel changed frequently thereafter, although initial member Joe Harris remained with the group throughout. Tekka Boom, Chaka Khan's sister, took over as the female lead singer on 1976's Method to the Madness. Marcy Thomas took her place on the 1979 album Smokey. Melvin Stewart and Lloyd Williams replaced Calvin Stevenson and Tyrone Barkley for the group's last album. Former member Billy Calvin went on to write songs for Whitfield's other group, Rolls Royce, including the smash tune Wishing on a Star. The group had little success on their new label and sank into oblivion after 2 albums. They did make their lone appearance on the UK singles chart in January 1977 with the disco hit You Plus Me Equal Love. From the album Method to the Madness, the song peaked at number 48 on the American Billboard Hot 100, their second highest placing on the list. Despite this, the Undisputed Truth split up in the early 1980s after Whitfield Records went bankrupt. Several former members joined another Norman Whitfield assembled group, Dream Machine, which issued 1 album, Dream Machine, and 2 singles, Don't Walk Away and Shakedown in 1981. By 1976, the group had become more unpopular. After 2 failed albums on Whitfield Records, Norman turned his attention to another group, Rolls Royce. Undisputed Truth broke up in 1981 following years of innovations to the Motown sound of psychedelic funk. In 1990, Joe Harris and Brenda Evans recreated the group with vocalist Belita Woods and recorded for Ian Levine's Motown revival label, Motor City Records. They created a new version of their 1973 song, Law of the Land, which was released as a 12-inch single in 1991. Members Billy Calvin and V. McDonald also recorded solo albums on the same label, and all 3 appear on the tribute to Norman Whitfield album, a Motor City compilation CD released in September 1996. McDonald recorded the song You're My Love Line. Joe Harris continues to perform and recently collaborated with the UK-based Stone Foundation Band. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song from the Undisputed Truth?